Hello, greetings. Thank you for joining us. All right, I'm still out and about. I'm on to Universal Studios, for a little bit. Channel there, channel the Men in Black, which is also probably bringing them in. Has to do with this reptilian month. And we're going to different species, different connections. But it might be just so I remember. But for the subject of this, right before I went live, so I didn't know what I was going to connect with. It's just like it's been a long day. It's like I just want to go to bed. But I have no problem doing a video, but I wasn't sure what I was going to connect with. Tonight's going to be of positive reptilians. You say from Atlantis, but we'll see what we get. So, and also with the rabbit stuff, the Jake, the Easter Bunny Jake, I'm gonna post on Facebook. I'll post it maybe here if I remember, but I forgot. I need to post it in a couple of places, but that's gonna be a while for that to fully unfold. But I'm adding the Easter Bunny to the Jake universe. So there, yeah. They give you either way, Jake and the rat and the. I don't want to give anything away, but oh well, that'd be funny. I'm not gonna give anything away, but that's. So as for tonight's connection, it's positive reptilians, and let's see what else we get for today's. By going to Zetas, also going to Atlantis, we're going to jump all over the place. As for Reptilian Awareness Month is upon us. Of course, the month has it. Well, when this gets uploaded, it'll be April. So, but technically, this is uploaded. Oh, this is being shot on the 31st. So, for those that are all new to all this, I imagine this is picking up. My machine is kind of noisy, but that's all right. It's not a big deal. Those that are new to all this, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. This is ivantar.com. We have private sessions open throughout this week. And this is my scheduler. And there's other methods also if you like to go into that. Google Hangouts, Zoom, and channeling by phone, and Skype conversations all recorded. You can also, if you want a channeled, if you want me to just record a bunch of questions, you can always purchase one of these also if you want to do something like that. And just give you a recording. You can always go, of course, always you can do this method. You can go through here also and do that. So this is usually 5 to 10 days. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm going to keep the intro here. We're going to keep this portion kind of short today. We also have Spirit Socials, another connection. Submit a question, past life, regression, healing, message from Yeshua, channel consulting, find-me healing, social connections, healing from Miguel, ask Yosium for services, and healing from Nick. I also have a social network, but you can find it in the link down below. I'm just going to move on. Can't always promote it every single time, but I promote it when I can, but trying to keep things keep that portion kind of short. So thank you for your thank you for everybody's helping with getting the word out and everything. I can't thank for your support. I'll go back tomorrow or Sunday. I'll be doing a live stream again. We'll go back to that. So, but this is also I connect to other energies, and I'm not sure. I don't see anything flying around, but that was kind of neat. So it's nice to do something a little bit different. And I go to Universal, and I'm on a blackout date, so I can't go to Disney like it matters. No, I need a break. I'll probably take a break from it eventually, but I'm gonna do the channeling text. But I've been doing so much of the Jake and the Easter Bunny edition I'm still figuring out which edition I want to put out next. I think I was going to do the Easter Bunny version, which doesn't make sense. If it goes in order, it would make more sense, but doesn't. Anyway, I threw a holiday special in there. So you have them on issue 3. Issue 4 will be done soon. And then the Easter Bunny edition, that's probably going to be the next one. That's a funny one. Well, it doesn't really fit in with the rest of it, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of a special edition. So yeah, going to more whistleblowing and stuff like that. A little bit here and there, not too much, but not preachy, I hope. Okay, for positive reptilians. Now, yesterday I went to sharks, but today positive reptilian beings who basically want to make themselves known as they tried to, yes, assist humanity the best they could. What happened, is a lot of, basically, let's see. The early reptilians saw humans as one of them. And we warned throughout, just like all the other beings, but the reptilians feel very connected to humans, learning through humans. And also, to jump a little bit, with the, for example, the Zetas, they look kind of robotic, right? They look kind of like not a whole lot of emotion, don't really need it, but almost insectoid-like in some regard. And that is, but then you look at us and we're all just a bunch of crazy people, basically. And, it's because I believe a lot of worlds did not get hit with this so much negativity, obviously. They did not get hit with all this where they've gotten hit, but we have gotten trampled over. And that's another thing also. Well, meaning the Zetas, they evolved very, they might have started in third dimension or either way, but they evolved and didn't go into a self-destruct as we did. Of course, there's different versions of them. That's another story. There's you can't go, it's too much. But for a general connection, they evolved into technologies and basically went into the mind. And they don't really have emotions like this, but they do recognize and stuff, then jokes and all that, but not like we're all just a bunch of crazy people, basically. But us, as humans, we took negativity, as you can tell, and ran with it and threw ourselves into the mud. But also look at it on the spirit world. Notice there, everything's perfect. And so you want to experience the opposite of it, and that's here. Always one of the realities. And so you don't want to be perfect. You want to be, and all of this is body misfunction and everything, and it's all war wounds, basically. We're all at war, basically. It doesn't mean the war has to last forever. Some are making it last forever, but that's part of our evolution, is to slowly evolve together. Oh yeah, it was mentioned that cloud that was over Mexico, that is another awakening energy of course, the news and all that kind of is basically showing, if you look on the news, Google News or somewhere, about that cloud that just appeared over, I forget where exactly, in Mexico, but I think it was just Mexico and either way. That can be used as an awakening. It's those to show that something here is not what you're normally not seeing. It's showing that, and that's you can say it takes us to biblical times to some degree, at least a small version of it. But technically, we're already dealing with weather wars here. It's we're going, especially with the fires in California. It kind of gets you into the area of something's not right here. And you can say, even with the Illuminati kind of, step on us, that's another part of our awakening, is if you want to see it or not. A lot of humans don't really want to see it or are ready to see it yet. Who knows? Anything is possible. But as for back to the positive reptilian energies, all right, one moment. They're like our caretakers to a certain degree. Atlanteans are very connected to our energies, but it feels like as Atlanteans became more self-aware as for world domination, the reptilians had to stand back. A lot of them did get killed. A lot of other aliens got killed, I believe, from us. We just couldn't handle the power once again. And that also reminds me, we'll go back into the positive reptilians. That's another thing that came through. They don't give me a whole lot of lineage of my existence here. Like, who the hell am I, basically, or any of us for that matter. What I did get is that, I'm an angel from another realm, but they didn't say where. I have a different perspective, obviously. And it's not what this universe, or you can say this galaxy, I want to say this universe is even used to it. So now others are there from other places too. But like with the spiritual communities, it depends, but some of them are very similar in some regard. And I don't do any of that. That's why I'm banned by all of them, for that matter, or most of them, for that matter. I'm okay with that. Untraditionalists, some might say it's either. I don't want to go into all that, but either way, I'm not alone. Obviously, there's others involved, but that's at least what I was told. Was at least what I got the impression. Don't tell me a whole lot, but an angelic energy from somewhere else. That's another realm. That's all I say. Another thing is, this one's fun. I was also about a negative reptilian at the time, of course, who hasn't been that, but a negative Atlantean also. It's like, you guys want to speed this up a little bit, destroying yourselves. Sure, I'll help you with that. Jeez. Something like that. It's like, jeez. Either way, I'm not sure what the details of it are. But then I know I had a positive lifetime after that. So, however you want to look at that situation. So, that was kind of it was a positive. Basically, the positive lifetime is just run, let's get out of here, kind of thing, something like that. As it was all starting to crumble apart, something around those lines. So, I believe a lot of the Atlanteans that were killed did affect me quite a bit. Obviously, I feel like 1 million people died. I'm not sure the whole details of that. That came through meditation about 10 years ago now. It's 10 years, almost. So, yeah, almost 10 years. Yeah. All right. So, as for the reptilian connections with us at this time, they do it. Now I'm going to go through what they're giving me at this time. I just do a conscious connection. I'll do channeling also, but they do assist the Asasani and their evolution of our society. It's not just greys or other beings, but positive reptilians are part of their safety also. Now, I believe also that Asasani, some of them have been captured and unflattering things done to them. I believe so. So you probably won't hear that from Bashar. I also think Bashar, and this is my point of view, is like one time I said I connected to him, I felt that he was coming from spirit. But I believe it's just more of like a sixth dimension energy from what I'm feeling. So it does feel like spirit, is what I'm getting. But it's not something I concentrate on very much. I just want to put my 2 cents on that. Not that it matters. It's helping us with evolution. It doesn't want to go anywhere anytime soon, let's put it that way. So it's going to be here until the duration of the channeler, and then he'll probably still come through as needed. That's what I'm getting at this time. Might be a 7th dimension. I think it's more 6 either way. When I first started channeling, I felt them around. I've never actually channeled them. I don't really feel that need to. There's other beings here. I don't have any reason for it. But as we transition to the 4th dimension, positive reptilians are basically helping us get over ourselves. Joan Rivers actually has positive reptilian energies. I know everybody wants to know about that one. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Basically, yeah. Now we're going into Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers is basically, she's connecting states as a scientist on degree also. As for having to talk to people, so it makes sense. And also, this is kind of separate. As you, like, you're in spirit, you're living your whatever perfect life, and we're all a bunch of like 5-year-olds basically in perfect bodies. And then we come here and we get the crap beat out of us, and then we feel like we're a million years old because we feel like, oh, this is just too much to keep coming back to. Well, not always. It's like you come here to get the crap beat out of you basically, and it's like, I survived that one. Let's up the game a little bit. And then they come, oh, I got abused, I got raped, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, I survived that. Let me come in, I'll be the villain this time. And when you become the villain, like a negative being or whatever it is, you're really you're taking light and you're throwing it out. Not to say you don't still have it, but you're taking a different perspective of it. And you're like sacrificing the light. Now, some, there's different ways of looking at it. But also there's some that, this is what I got, and even in spirit, I believe even in spirit, beings can become dark. But that one digests with you. I think so. It's all a choice. It's like there are darker realms of spirit you can go to, and there are lighter realms. You always have a choice. And some choose the dark. And some do choose the light. They come out of dark, once you go into dark, it's very, it's hard to come out of that. But I believe they go back and forth. Now, see how far that lasts in the spiritual communities. Probably not very far. But I believe that does happen. And also, like with the virgin birth situation, which came up somewhere, I believe alien beings can impregnate whoever they want. As for a virgin birth, they have the capability of doing it. As for is Yeshua a virgin birth? Well, I got one message, not from me, but someone else told me that they sensed a rape of Mary, which is interesting. Which in a lot of ways actually makes a lot of sense. So, like, if you're going to come into a world, now it wasn't Joseph that did the rape, most like a Roman somebody. But a lot of ways that makes more sense, because if Yeshua's going to get incarnate here, it's going to, might as well just go for it, right? You might as well know what this world's about. And, might as well just come in, so someone probably can connect with it. It's not something I connect to ever, but that was fascinating. So it could be another timeline, or it could be very true. I think that's a high possibility. The Bible isn't going to put that in there. So, they're going to kind of. Well, also, the Bible wants to sensationalize whatever it is, so they can, own the soul, basically take over. That was the other thing about churches. There's another thing about religion, is as they are being, the churches are being built to take over, that shows how many minds are taking over. Each church built, they show who they can control. It's showing who's the followers of that mind control, which makes a lot of sense. So, of course, they're going to build a religion, of course, to the alien gods, to see who's going to be the followers and who's not. The ones that are not are going to be kind of a pain in the ass, and they're going to demean them. Know how that feels. And when you start connecting to the alien stuff again, as what was connected to in the Bible, of course, all allegory, you're shunned, you're laughed at, you're this and that, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So you reconnect to what really happened during that time. Of course, they're going to demonize it. Religion was built to shut everybody down. It's doing an excellent job of it. even if you remove religion, you're still kind of not really aware of what's going on. And when you start telling the alien connections, yada, people are just not going to die. It's like they're still obviously not ready for it. They're not experiencing it. They're not ready to experience it. They shut it down. However it is, this earth is giving them enough as it is. It was another thing. Now, it was with this reptilian months. We're going to be jumping around here and there. There was one more thing that I got, and it was earlier today. I don't remember. Let's see if it comes through. See if I remember. No. It had to do, if I remember right, I should write this. Even when I'm driving, I can't write something down when I'm driving. I guess I can record it. I guess. Make sure I don't forget this stuff. Because sometimes I get something that's really interesting every once in a while. Because when you're driving, it's a meditation. So you go into a meditative state and anything can come through. So let's see. It had to do with people that are shut down. I believe I'm not sure if I'm going to connect to the exact message of it, but people that got shut down are connected to a lot of his Archon connected. But I don't have 100% of what that message was. But I'm just trying to remember what it was. But yeah, the Archons have a lot to do with it. Basically, it's like once the religions came in, the Archons came in to tighten it down. We have reptilians and other beings. They're just having a blast being God, basically, or whatever. And that's through, not just through that, but through Buddhism and other. They infiltrate everything, basically. Every religion they get their hands into. Scientology. Interesting, he does have the alien connection there, and he does connect the trees. I give him that. But still, it's still a major mind. It's another form of mind control. But we are going into more, and all religions have alien stuff sprinkled all around. They just don't use the word alien. Scientology at least use the alien form. Of course, it has Xeno and all that nonsense. But it's, either way, what we're doing is basically getting more of a clear focus of where we're going. And basically and like with my message and others, basically, obviously, is getting used to all. I'm not preaching. I hope this isn't preaching. It's more like a dialogue and teaching, preaching. I listen to that stuff. I was looking at something about Illuminati. I know I'm jumping around, but Illuminati temple, and there's one in Washington D.C. Maybe that was there's something else, but something about, I think it was the Saturn and time. That's like a cube, which I didn't know anything. I've seen stuff about it, but maybe I'll go into it some other day or tomorrow. The Saturn cube, that's, yeah, the cube is set here to set time and to put us under control. It's in Washington, D.C. I can't remember exactly the whole deal, but yeah, I guess I can look into that a little bit more, possibly for tomorrow. But in Washington, D.C., there's a lot of people that are wealthy and Masonic, and another video said about the Masons is for Gentiles, basically. It's like the Judaism for non-Jews, basically. Whatever, that's somebody else. That's just kind of interesting. Of course, it's taken to another step, of course. But as we go into more of a awareness here, a lot of this stuff's going to be coming more out. Basically, Masons become more known too, or whistleblowing here and there would be interesting. But around Washington, D.C., those that are very wealthy, that's connected to the Masonic, at least more of the Illuminati knowledge, of course they want to keep humans toxic. They want us in hypnotic. They want us under hypnosis so they can stay wealthy, obviously. And they don't care what they do to us. There's always going to be more of us. We're like insects. We always multiply. We're easy to control because they got the parent under the control, so they get the kids under their control. Of course, when they break out of the hive, start thinking for yourself and thinking all of this is just a joke. Of course, there's more under mind control than they're not. So of course they're going to they're going to shut it down. So when any kind of alien contact comes in, we're just going to shut it down because we're under control. We're not ready to release it. So we have generations to go. And it'll be great to see more of this. This will integrate into more of humanity. The more you speak out, the more you're right about, the more you put it out there. Not just with me, but with others out there. If you want to put your stuff out there, the more it's out there, they can't ignore it anymore. It's not a cult. It is what we are. Some might make it a cult. That's their business. But the idea is to reconnect to the truth energies and take down religion over time, which to bring more truth to what religion's doing. As yes, it is under a major mind control. Illuminati, yeah, that was another thing. Throughout the day, I get messages like, "Is Easter a cult?" Whatever. Yes, is Illuminati having an after party, or they always do their black magic. I'm not sure about Easter, probably, but one day I know on Halloween they do their black magic on that day. They do it every day, but Halloween is like that is like almost like the Day of the Dead. That's a powerful holiday for them, from what I feel. Easter is a different type. Feels like it's more releasing of they're not really saying, but yeah, but Halloween not a good day. It's just a day of black magic. It's really a holiday of cults, secret society, voodooism, however you want to word it. Easter does have some, and Christmas and other holidays, but nothing like Halloween. Almost gives me the chills when I connect to it. It's not good. It's of course, yeah, you can think of being humanity being asleep as like having a cold, and it's just taking over your mind basically. When you start letting go of all of this, you start to wake up. And so they want us, and they do, don't they? They put chemicals and everything, right? So they make us sick. And so and some of us are just tuned to awaken us. Like from my voyage here, I was always, I guess, obviously, from what my mission is, I'm just waiting to be turned on, to be activated to do this. It just wasn't the right time. I don't know what to do. I don't know. They haven't told me the whole story. But now I'm continuing my anarchy on the world, and others are doing their thing, of course, and just spreading the good word of our transition. Is it going to happen in this lifetime? It's not being very clear, but over time, people are going to connect less with entertainment, at least under the mind control. You can still be entertained, but see it differently. Connect more with themselves. Right now, we're being taught to go outside instead of inside. Because when you're imagining and thoughts come to mind, like you see like an alien being or an angel, whatever it is, and you think it's all just my imagination. It's not. They're receiving messages from your guides, your angels, whatever it is. And there is, yes, a lot of open-minded people here, but they don't always get the right message or feel like they're getting, nothing's really singing with them of where we're heading. So it's like, yeah, I hear about all this alien stuff, but I don't know what to do with it. It's like, I don't know. So basically, just trust your messages that you're receiving. Yes, an idea is to receive your own messages. I said that today I'm going to be uploading that down the road, but idea is to receive your own messages. And yes, of course, if you want to connect to my channelings or other channelings, there's nothing wrong with that, but finding your own message and see what resonates and what then you get used to that connection, because that also shows that you're trusting your intuition also. Where the planet is going is, yes, more and more positive timelines are being built as more people are allowing it. So basically, you get more fourth dimensional timelines than you get a third dimension timeline, which allows us to go. So we're all like sending out timeline energies. It's like, I'm ready to experience this. I'm ready to experience that. So more of us connect to more of the main timeline of 4D energies instead of 3D. That was more technologies and more spiritualism to come through, or however you want to word it. More trust of yourself. So just, and that's how it goes into the mainstream. I just got that right now. So, which makes a lot of sense, because we're always sending out energies. We're ready to be awakened even more, little by little by little. Just, it's like, that was another thing, is like, some people become like a musician and get really famous really quickly, and then they can't handle it, and then it turns not good. This is the same thing. We're in the cooker warming up. We think we're ready, but are we? So we're all just warming the waters up for a new transition. So look at it that way. That's probably the best way of looking at it. Because when you look at, for example, like a rock star kid that gets, I don't know who, but I imagine there's someone I've heard somewhere, but some can't handle the pressure and they just break down, and that's the end of it. So, not to say many are out there like that, but just, I'm going to go with that. As for positive reptilian connections, all right, we're going to connect to, we'll do a slight channeling of that, and then we'll see who else is here. I might call it a day. Every time I think I got enough rest, that ends not happening. So, all right, here we go. Which one? Blessings. Greetings to you. I am Hoth with Reptilian Councils. Believe as you wish. What is it that you feel in your heart? Yes, there is a great fear on your world of our existence. Reptilian beings have been with your world since its inception. But also, we've been in the solar system for longer than most beings, even the insectoids. Our energies are used to release this fear. Realize, yes, we are right around the corner. We are everywhere as we are needed to be. We are careful of what we say to you, because we don't want to bring any disconnection from you to us. But your energies with us is, many of you do look like us, but in a human flesh. Many of you act like us, but you are in human flesh. It is, you have a human covering, but many of you are very reptilian-like. But also, yes, you're connecting to Zeta and Pleiadian to soften much of your reptilian side. But even then, the reptilian side is out to be everywhere. Many of your athletes are connected to our vibrations. How do you think we have these energies of just non-stoppable? Realize even reptilians would run until their legs fall off. battle until their arms no longer can operate well. That is the reptilian way. Is to go and even to get empowerment from your earth to continue to move and be powerful. And you humans have it, but yes, it has been neglected by some, but many of you are connecting to it to reconnect to your roots as you are improving the human experience. Realize also many Pleiadians wish not to experience the reptilian DNA infusions as many of you are going through. Yes, there are souls that have connected to reptilian, but Pleiadians, now there are Pleiadians that do have a great amount of reptilian, but the Pleiadians are assisting your world have very few, for a good reason, of course. But for you, the human, you are, yes, very reptilian, very, yes, Anunnaki. The Anunnaki goes into your intellect. As, yes, it is causing many to see things in a small way, but also it's a challenge. It is a maze in your head. It is not there to last forever. You are, yes, there are many doors, many truths, many false truths, but it is for you to make the right decision for yourself. As for, yes, you can even hide from the truth, as many do. The truth is put out to many, and humans, just for the most part, close that door and go back to what feels comfortable. As, yes, the reptilian door to open is, yes, very not an easy environment. Some of you have seen us. Yes, I believe there's Adele that's turned into reptilian being. We are very proud of that. And she's very proud. Many reptilians are actually excellent singers. Yes, some might have a, yes, we'll just leave you with that energy. But yes, also a reptilian connected to Andromeda is just the most beautiful music you have ever heard. But even reptilians alone have still beauty. We have all the arts of our own. Yes, of course, we see our arts as superior to others. But now, from our perspective, all are superior to each. They're all equal in their own way. But many reptilians do feel like theirs is just better than everyone else, even if it doesn't even make any sense. It's still the reptilian way. But realize also, seeing how your arts, a lot of it is not making sense as you see it, because a lot of it is painting to the soul. Eventually, we'll see artworks of aliens, and some of you are already seeing this, but on your major galleries, actually it is there, but you're not always seeing it. But to see faces of aliens, reptilians, and different beings, allowing just basically your soul is ready to hear the harmonies of the universe. Now, is there a reason? Do you need to speed into this? Not necessarily. As you're also learning your place here as human, as you basically, you're learning yourself as humans, as galactic humans, which you're learning now. How to stabilize your energies and not, yes, keep the mind clear. That's very important. Once you're clearing your mind in a way, in a meditative state, and meditation can be any form. Some, yes, meditate in a way where they feel as if they can basically go to sleep and stand there for several hours. But some of you are just having difficulties. Meditation is basically positive thinking, you could say. But as you can basically just connect to positive energies, that is all the meditation you truly need. And that will help you basically, just because some of them don't feel that they can't meditate, they're not becoming spiritual, and that's not true. Is that many of you just don't need it. You don't feel like you need to experience. Everybody's here to experience something differently. How would you feel if everyone in your world meditated the same way, sit in the same position? Some are going to meditate, some aren't. Some are just, that's how your world's going to operate. But what you are going through now is basically the humans here are accepting your galactic responsibilities, as you're basically allowing yourself to get used to this idea but also to, as you are ready, more responsibility will come in. Let's see, put it that way. And when this happens, basically, yes, many of your humans are disagreeing with your situation, but that's also to show your mission. How are you going to handle it? As your humans feel like what you're connected to is false, but this is also a test for you. Are you ready to take the responsibility of knowing who you are? That's what matters most. As you just allow more of the energies, not always going to get the whole information. But as you become more galactic, more understanding of your lineage, you don't have to know everything, but you are ready for alien visitation, as many of your humans here are not. That shows you also have a responsibility to keep that vibration going. Because that is, when the time comes, we can't say when, and does it truly matter? You are always ready. You are still understanding yourselves for a ship to land. Not to say you're not ready for that, but if there isn't one arriving soon, the idea is to just, yes, work on yourself, improve your life, manifest what you want to experience. It will get easier, but you are getting used to more of the galactic intervention of basically being a galactic human, a earthling that is ready to create their own ships with your own energies when the time comes. And yes, many of your humans are going to say that's all just rubbish, but that is expected on a world that's been under this much attack for this long. Your Illuminati energies are also allowing this to come through. They are all curious of what you will do. So yes, there'll be some to try to slow you down, but to see what you will do. Will you continue no matter what? And we believe most of you will. Yes, as for building a ship, that will take some time. But understand you are going into more of a galactic awareness that has not been seen on your world in a very long time. This is new territory to a degree, but for the most part, many of you are just retaking back your responsibilities. Yes, and becoming better human citizens in the long run, which is very important. You have time to get used to this new way of looking at life. As for Atlantis, you are creating the new Atlantis, basically. Call it whatever you want. Yes, and then the next few years, you will feel very different. You feel very just, I am not the human I was 2 years ago, for the better. And this is going, yes, patience is a very difficult energy for people to connect with. Reptilians are in some ways the same, but not necessarily. Patience is also a gift of basically just calmness, not a worry. Because some are impatient, feel like they're not going to get it or get what they're looking for. Yes, you do want another environment, but not everything is here to be set in stone as for where things are going to go. If your world wasn't the hostile energy that it is today, you would have your aliens, yes. You do have them, you just don't see us. But much of, yes, gun control or no guns will eventually come into your environment. But what many of you are doing as becoming galactic beings is bringing less violence to your world. Bringing that energy of love and light. Yes, very simple. Humans have very difficulties connecting to that, do they? Like if you have a car accident and I'm just glad you are doing okay. That's what matters. Problems happen. The idea is like, I'm glad we are here to experience this together. We had this accident for a reason also. It's not just because that we're being neglectful. We were probably there to meet each other also. If you choose not to, that's one thing. But the other thing is, yes, to look at the positive. It is just to break down the third dimensional thinking patterns, which are happening now, but not as fast as some would like, but basically feeling less human and more, you can say angelic. But yes, because you are allowing more of the spirit vibrations to connect. But where your world is going is up to you. We can't interfere too much. We are there to, you can say, fix the strings of the piano, but we are not there to play it. You are here to play it. We are just here to keep it going as you figure this all out. And when you graduate to a higher vibration, you'll be doing the same to other worlds. And seeing other worlds, like, I was just as impatient as you. I know exactly what you're going through. I am with you. No matter how impatient you get, we are with you. So remember that. We are building up. So these emotions you're going through all have a purpose. If you feel like you need to get aggravated, that's up to you. It's an experience, an emotion you feel like you need to experience. It all has a purpose down the road and right now. So you're all preparing for the future, not just in this life, but future lives. Sometimes you wonder why this is happening now. Because 3 or 4 lifetimes in the future, you'll be utilizing those events. So there is, yes, much here that is not being fully understood, not necessarily needs to be. Even as aliens are not aware either. What matters is that you have a peace of mind toward yourself and others, where your children are more safe around your world. The reason they are attacked is because they know it's a vulnerability that humans have not quite figured out how to bring actual protection around. But also there should show your world you are not alone, but they still don't want to see it. That also alone has an awakening energy to it. Because humans can protect their children better, and many are, and many aren't. It's also another way of an awakening. There's awakenings everywhere, not just to us, but just to your mission in life. Aliens, we are player, your plan, but right now the plan is to harmonize the human experience, to heal from mistakes, grow, go to that high vibration. Your alien friends will be here for you, yes. Remember, you have friends here also that have been neglected in some regard, but that's okay. You're still learning. Blessings to you all. All right. Okay, we'll leave it with that. All right, blessings, everyone. Have a great night.